With the end of air services between Port of Spain, Trinidad and Bastille-St. Kitts that was carried out by Caribbean Airlines, Tourism Minister Marsha Henderson said discussions were taking place with a new airline, although not much Caribbean Airlines. Other options were available right now via Barbados by two carriers flying out of St. Kitts with onward connections to Guyana and Trinidad. Minister Henderson gave assurances that the matter is being addressed.
We are in discussions, and I can't say with who as yet. We're promising discussions with one of our partners to service the route onwards to Trinidad. And I can tell you that without saying too much, it's not always what it appears. So much is being said about the cost of service in the route. There are other dynamics as well in the decision taken. Things above my pay grade. However, my job, I have the route serviced, and please rest assured that the route is going to be serviced. Currently, we don't have direct connection to Trinidad, but we do have direct connections to Barbados with onward connection to either Guyana or even Trinidad by existing carriers. We are in discussions to have direct connection to Trinidad. And the persons are eager and excited to come on board and partner with us with servicing that route. Which goes back to it's not always to do with what is being said.
Caribbean Airlines stated significant operational losses on the route as the reason for its cessation of service. Glenn Bart reporting for Television Caribbean TVC, Channel 40.
Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago have distanced themselves from a strongly worded CARICOM statement condemning the escalating economic and financial pressure being imposed on Cuba. In a statement issued by the CARICOM Council for Foreign and Community Relations, the regional body declared that both Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago had formally reserved their positions on the declaration. Despite the reservations, the remaining CARICOM states delivered a scathing criticism of the ongoing measures targeting Cuba, warning that the decades-old embargo and recent restrictions are worsening hardship on the Cuban people and threatening stability across the Caribbean region. COFCOR said it was profoundly concerned over the intensifying economic, commercial, and financial measures imposed on Cuba and condemned the obstruction of fuel supplies to the island nation. According to the regional body, the restrictions have now contributed to a grave humanitarian crisis affecting not only Cubans but also Caribbean nationals studying and living in Cuba. The statement also expressed alarm over recent comments suggesting possible military aggression against Cuba, warning that any such action could destabilize the Caribbean and undermine the region's long-standing designation as a zone of peace. In one of the most forceful sections of the statement, COFCOR asserted that Cuba poses no threat to any nation and argued that the continued sanctions and unilateral measures violate international law, human rights principles, and the accepted norms governing relations between sovereign states. The Council further aligned itself with annual United Nations resolutions, overwhelmingly calling for an end to the embargo against Cuba. President Irfan Ali, when he was interviewed by Fox News in March of 2025, had backed changing the status quo in Cuba.
We agree that there must be an attempt to have this status quo changed, and we all are aware that it will take time.
For decades, Guyana maintained close diplomatic cooperative ties with Cuba, benefiting from Cuban scholarships programs, medical support, and technical assistance across several sectors. But the relationship has faced new strain in recent months after the Guyanese government discontinued the Cuban Medical Brigade. Relations, however, between the United States and Cuba, already burdened by decades of political hostility and mistrust, have entered a dangerous new phase amid escalating tensions between Washington and Havana. In recent weeks, the United States had intensified pressure on the Cuban government, accusing the island nation of posing a threat to American national security. The measures have included tighter sanctions, restrictions targeting Cuba's oil supply, and what observers describe as an unprecedented criminal indictment against former Cuban leader Raul Castro. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
White House is making plans for Cuba's collapse. The communist-run country is facing its worst ever energy crisis. Even its water system is taking a major hit. The island's water system is one of the largest energy users. It needs power for pumps, cleaning septic tanks, unclogging pipes, you name it. Well, Cuban officials say the water system is running on less than 40% of the required fuel because of the U.S. blockade of oil shipments. The daughter of former Cuban President Fidel Castro tells our Katie Pavlich the situation is dire.
They don't have electricity, they don't have food, they don't have anything. Children are not going to school. There is nothing to put on the table. Why are you still defending? You see, there are people that are still defending this situation 90 miles away from the richest country in the world.
News Nation national correspondent Brooke Schaefer is following this one for us from Miami, home to more than 1 million Cuban Americans, by the way. Brooke, the water and energy crisis isn't new, but we're told from reports there on the ground it is, in fact, getting worse and worse by the day.
Yeah, Marky, it is a worsening situation on the island this morning. Cuban officials saying nearly 3 million people are dealing with a lack of water. Some Cubans say that it's been days since they've received a water delivery. Authorities say it's because of the U.S. oil blockade. Cuba's water system now operating with less than half of the fuel it needs. A lack of water, coupled with rolling blackouts and a dwindling oil supply, worsening the humanitarian crisis in Cuba as the Trump administration continues its pressure campaign for change on the communist island. Secretary of State Marco Rubio in this week's cabinet meeting again called Cuba a national security threat.
Cuba's in a lot of trouble because, unfortunately for them, it's run by a bunch of incompetent communists. So we'll be talking to them. We'll be working on it. You know, we want something good for the Cuban people, and hopefully there'll be a good outcome there for them. There needs to be. It's 90 miles from our shores, and having a failed state 90 miles from our shores is a threat to the national security of the United States.
President Trump has suggested the U.S. could take Cuba. Politico this morning reporting that the Pentagon has positioned troops for a military attack and just needs the president's go-ahead. But so far, President Trump has not given that order. Instead, his administration for now opting for peaceful change. But Axios reports the Trump administration is bracing for the potential collapse of Cuba's government as early as this summer. Cuban officials have blamed the U.S. oil blockade and sanctions for the current crisis on the island. Cuba's foreign minister told Fox News the U.S. is, quote, manipulating public opinion to justify military intervention. Marky.
Brooke Schaefer, live for us this morning. Thank you.
I am Dr. Michael Wonder, lead clinical psychologist at Wonder Counseling.
I feel like you're not the woman I thought you were. Can't you understand that? The way I covered you. The way I believed in you.
Can you talk to him, please? Nothing I'm doing is working.
You must be grateful to him. Who? Dr. Wonder? He's the one that should be grateful.
You know what? No, I can't do this. Before, I really listened to my patients, and now I can barely hear what they're saying.
Have I not always been kind towards you? Furthermore, some of us sinners are more decent and caring than you Christians.
We need fervent prayer right now.
Fix me.
Actually, we need olive oil.
What you all planning to do? Fry some fish or something?
I'm Adam. Pleasure to meet you.
Yasmin.
Let's have a caffeinated toast to Chloe Wonder on the opening of a rebranded cafe.
So let's take her down.
She's already struggling.
Good. And we want her to suffer more.
Get out of my coffee shop.
What you been up to?
You mean since getting out of prison?
I can make you afraid, Dr. Wonder. Very afraid. Just watch.
Coming to Caribbean Cinemas St. Kitts, May 30th and 31st at 7 p.m.
This summer, the Caribbean's premier music experience returns. Welcome to the 28th edition of the St. Kitts Music Festival, featuring the incredible Kilani, Fantasia, Beres Hammond, Luciano, Soca King Marshall Montano, Soca Sensation Voice, and Vaughn. Dancehall giant Movado, Idonia, and the new wave, Valiant. Also featuring Massacre, Cranium, Taurus Riley, Steel Pulse, Dean Fraser and the Black Soil Band, Shanil Mir, Diani, Rodney Tatat, and Zoo. The legendary New Vibes Band International, Brandon and ASAP Band, Shelly and Signal Band, plus Edwin Yearwood and Crossfire, Rukas HE, and Garlic and the Upper Level Band. June 25th to June 27th, Warner Park Cricket Stadium, St. Kitts. Get your tickets now at stkittsmusicfestival.com. The St. Kitts Music Festival, where music meets paradise.
A new day begins. The sun rises over St. Martin, bringing new energy, new possibilities. This island was built on resilience, progress, and the strength of its people. Our connection is what moves us forward. It links our communities, our businesses, our families. From the heart of the island to the shores beyond, we've connected St. Martin. From every street to every home, this network was built for St. Martin by St. Martin hands. Connection isn't just about signals, it's about people. This is your island and your network recharged. Proudly local, we're here for today, tomorrow, and every milestone ahead.
At The Cable, we believe in giving back because when our community thrives, we all do. That's why, as a company, we make it our mission to touch the lives of everyone in St. Kitts. We spearheaded the renovation of J&F Hospital lobby to ensure better care for all. The Cable sponsors free Wi-Fi in every community center across St. Kitts, so no one is left behind in an increasingly connected world. We stand with communities through every moment, big or small, in culture, education, youth development, and more. Y a ti también, comunidad latina. Cuenta con nosotros. Estamos con ustedes. And when it comes to customer service, we set the standard. We're just a call, click, or visit away because you matter to us. Join the company that truly cares. The Cable, more than service. We're family. Somos familia. And we're proud to always give more where it matters.
Lace your sneakers, grab a friend, and get ready for Praise Fest 2026, the Federation's premier gospel concert, in collaboration with St. Kitts Music Festival. Join us on the Antioch Baptist Church grounds as we praise with Tehillah Gospel Band, Unique Touch Christian Center Praise, Brent Hoyt, Positive, and Chevel Franklin. Earthen Vessels will start it off with praise and worship. This all goes down June 21st, 2026, starting at 5:30 p.m. on the Antioch Baptist Church grounds. Secure your tickets at Sister Beverly on 4th Street, Westside Service Center. The Cable, Island Flavors, Charlestown Nevis, or any member of the Antioch Baptist Church. Or you can go online at www.antiochbaptistskn.org. Islander Water Taxis providing $40 round trip from Nevis to St. Kitts. Be first in line for an unforgettable evening.
Adopting a more assertive approach in the development of the yachting sector for St. Kitts tourism development might be soon, according to information provided by Minister of Tourism, Marsha Henderson. Under a previous governmental administration, a move was made to organize the sector, inclusive of the creation of a strategic plan on the way forward. With COVID-19 intervening, however, a coordinated yachting sector, including all its various components, is taking an extended time to become reality. Questioned about the sector during a recent press conference, Minister Henderson disclosed that a program is likely to be launched in a very short time.
The yachting task force is still in place. Is it chaired by the PS? I think it's chaired by a permanent secretary. But it comprises not just governments, but it comprises a number of stakeholders. And since I've been the minister, in terms of putting the infrastructure, and when I said infrastructure, I don't mean physical, but even, the maritime single window and all the other challenges that are likely, that we saw as challenges in terms of rolling it out. I think we are partnering with Safe Harbor, and we intend to have the launch in terms of rolling out yachting. There's still a lot of work to be done because we don't have, for example, a lot of lifeguards trained, simple things that we need to put in place to make sure that the sector can actually thrive. Thereafter, the St. Kitts Tourism Authority would market this niche as a part of our product, but we are working behind the scenes. So even though you're not seeing it, work has begun. Work even began before I came. I met the task force. I'm not sure, PS, how long it was in place, but they were meeting, albeit not regularly, and I asked the task force to meet regularly, and they started meeting consistently with clear objectives, which we were able to achieve.
It is well noted that a properly developed yachting industry can drive new business products and services, drive education, training, and certification, allowing for the emergence of new career opportunities for citizens and residents. Glenn Bart reporting for Television Caribbean, TVC Channel 40.
Honorable Justice Margaret Price Findley was sworn in as the 14th Chief Justice of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court on Thursday at the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court's new headquarters in Waterwash. Honorable Justice Price Findley had been acting in the post since the 5th of May 2025, after former Chief Justice Mario Michel retired. Honorable Justice Price Findley, who is the second woman to hold the position, became emotional during her swearing-in ceremony as she reflected on her journey from practicing law to becoming the Chief Justice of the ECSC.
When I was asked to act as CJ just over a year ago, to say that I was apprehensive about taking on this role would be an understatement. I knew it was not an easy road, and I also knew that I was being asked to follow in the footsteps of some of the finest legal minds that have graced this institution. The last names Lewis, Rawlins, Byron, Robotham, Saunders, Flozak, and Elaine are now joined humbly today by Price Findley.
Honorable Justice Price Findley thanked her staff, whom she stated carried her through difficult moments in the past year. She added that she will continue the work that her legal luminaries before her started.
Let us put our shoulders to the wheel and work collectively to achieve this goal. We ultimately serve the people of the Eastern Caribbean, not ourselves. Together, we can build a stronger, more vibrant court, which can continue to serve the Eastern Caribbean 60 years and beyond.
Honorable Justice Price Findley told those in attendance that she looks forward to working towards the common goal of excellent service for the people of the Eastern Caribbean and in creating a vibrant court for many years to come. For the DBS News World, Miriam Montoute reporting.
Even before the ink dried on our independence, a neighbor rose to challenge our very existence.
That was President Irfan Ali addressing thousands gathered for Guyana's 60th Diamond Jubilee Independence flag raising ceremony. During his address to the nation from Fort Island, one of 365 gems in the Essequibo River, the president asserted sovereignty over the Essequibo region. Ali used Guyana's 60th independence anniversary celebrations to deliver a strong defense of the country's sovereignty over the Essequibo region amid the ongoing border controversy with Venezuela. With thousands in attendance, President Ali declared that Guyana remains united and confident as the matter continues before the International Court of Justice. Quote unquote, "The Essequibo is Guyana's," the president said to loud applause. Quote unquote, "It has never been Venezuelan." Guyana marks 60 years since independence and celebrated this year's activity under the theme Homecoming. The president reflected on the challenges Guyana faced at independence in 1966, including economic hardship, colonial divisions, and Venezuela's territorial claim over more than 2/3 of Guyana's territory. He noted that the territorial controversy affected Guyana's confidence and development for decades, but said the country never surrendered its sovereignty or national identity.
Crossing the rivers and establishing the fundamental truth that Essequibo belongs completely to Guyana.
The celebrations being held in Essequibo portrayed a powerful symbolism as Guyana continues to build and chart a new course for its destiny. The president described the region as part of Guyana's heartland. He said Guyana remains confident in the validity of the 1899 Arbitral Award, which established the boundary between the two countries and reaffirmed that the International Court of Justice has jurisdiction to decide the matter. President Ali also stressed that Guyana holds no hostility toward the Venezuelan people. The president thanked international partners including CARICOM, the Commonwealth, the United States, and the Organization of American States for supporting Guyana's sovereignty and territorial integrity. The 60th Diamond Jubilee Independence flag-raising celebration delivered government's expectations, a message of strength, hope, peace, and prosperity. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
I am Dr. Michael Wonder, lead clinical psychologist at Wonder Counseling. I feel like you're not the woman I thought you were. Can't you understand that? The way I covered you. The way I believed in you.
Can you talk to him, please? Nothing I'm doing is working.
You must be grateful to him. Who? Dr. Wonder? He's the one that should be grateful.
You know what? No, I can't do this. Before, I really listened to my patients, and now I can barely hear what they're saying.
Have I not always been kind towards you? Furthermore, some of us sinners are more decent and caring than you Christians.
We need fervent prayer right now. Fix me. Actually, we need olive oil.
What you all planning to do? Fry some fish or something?
I'm Adam. Pleasure to meet you.
Yasmin.
Let's have a caffeinated toast to Chloe Wonder on the opening of a rebranded cafe.
So let's take her down.
She's already struggling.
Good. And we want her to suffer more.
Get out of my coffee shop.
Now, what you been up to?
You mean since getting out of prison?
I can make you afraid, Dr. Wonder. Very afraid. Just watch.
Coming to Caribbean Cinemas St. Kitts, May 30th and 31st at 7 p.m.
This summer, the Caribbean's premier music experience returns. Welcome to the 28th edition of the St. Kitts Music Festival, featuring the incredible Kilani, Fantasia, Beres Hammond, Luciano, Soca King Marshall Montano, Soca Sensation Voice, and Vaughn. Dancehall giant Movado, Idonia, and the new wave, Valiant. Also featuring Massacre, Cranium, Taurus Riley, Steel Pulse, Dean Fraser and the Black Soil Band, Shanil Mir, Diani, Rodney Tatat, and Zoo. The legendary New Vibes Band International, Brandon and ASAP Band, Shelly and Signal Band, plus Edwin Yearwood and Crossfire, Rukas HE, and Garlic and the Upper Level Band. June 25th to June 27th, Warner Park Cricket Stadium, St. Kitts. Get your tickets now at stkittsmusicfestival.com. The St. Kitts Music Festival, where music meets paradise.
A new day begins. The sun rises over St. Martin, bringing new energy, new possibilities. This island was built on resilience, progress, and the strength of its people. Our connection is what moves us forward. It links our communities, our businesses, our families. From the heart of the island to the shores beyond, we've connected St. Martin. From every street to every home, this network was built for St. Martin by St. Martin hands. Connection isn't just about signals, it's about people. This is your island and your network recharged. Proudly local, we're here for today, tomorrow, and every milestone ahead.
At The Cable, we believe in giving back because when our community thrives, we all do. That's why, as a company, we make it our mission to touch the lives of everyone in St. Kitts. We spearheaded the renovation of JNF Hospital lobby to ensure better care for all. The Cable sponsors free Wi-Fi in every community center across St. Kitts, so no one is left behind in an increasingly connected world. We stand with communities through every moment, big or small, in culture, education, youth development, and more. Y a ti también, comunidad latina. Cuenta con nosotros. Estamos con ustedes. And when it comes to customer service, we set the standard. We're just a call, click, or visit away because you matter to us. Join the company that truly cares. The Cable. More than service. We're family. Somos familia. And we're proud to always give more where it matters.
Lace your sneakers, grab a friend, and get ready for Praise Fest 2026, the Federation's premier gospel concert, in collaboration with St. Kitts Music Festival. Join us on the Antioch Baptist Church grounds as we praise with Tehillah Gospel Band, Unique Touch Christian Center Praise, Brent Hoyt, Positive, and Chevel Franklin. Earthen Vessels will start it off with praise and worship. This all goes down June 21st, 2026, starting at 5:30 p.m. on the Antioch Baptist Church grounds. Secure your tickets at Sister Beverly on 4th Street, Westside Service Center. The Cable, Island Flavors, Charlestown Nevis, or any member of the Antioch Baptist Church. Or you can go online at www.antiochbaptistskn.org. Islander Water Taxis providing $40 round trip from Nevis to St. Kitts. Be first in line for an unforgettable evening.
Prime Minister Mia Motley has warned that global leaders are failing vulnerable states with indecisions relating to the ongoing climate crisis and its effects. She stressed that the notion of a mental disconnect between decision makers could undermine any crisis response in such countries, noting that it is not ideal to be hosting climate conferences that make excellent sound bites but fail to address capabilities. Ms. Motley bluntly said this flatters to deceive and excite people to become apathetic at best and cynical at worst.
These are some of the issues that bother us, because we are going to be on the front line of the adjustment. And quite frankly, and I know that this may not be the most popular thing to say, there's a disconnect either deliberately or inadvertently between the boards of your institutions and the capital of the countries that they represent. Because when I meet the political class, oh yes, 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 yes. And when you get to the board, all of a sudden, you can't even do proper PBL lending at the IDB because of a foolishness that seeks to rely on artificial rules that were set 10 years ago, when in truth and in fact, you have the balance sheet that can cover the PBLs.
Additionally, Ms. Motley cautions that with insurance premiums increasing, it is going to affect the microeconomy in ways that are going to hurt those in the region even more. She says the issue, which forms part of the Bridgetown Initiative, is not being taken seriously. And she notes that those in the Northern Caribbean are at a greater disadvantage than those in the Southern Caribbean.
If we can find a way, rather than our insurance people just effectively being brokers to international reinsurers, that starts to make sense of our real risk here, and that starts to recognize that what is going on cannot be sustained at this rate, then I think if we can solve that problem, we can avoid a collision that I see coming in 5 to 10 years' time.
IDB Invest Sustainability Week ends today. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
On Tuesday, a vibrant crowd from all walks of life gathered at the Providence National Stadium to conclude Ghana's Diamond Jubilee celebrations. The highlight of the evening was a breathtaking drone show that illuminated the night sky with vivid depictions of the nation's most cherished symbols. The drones artistically portrayed iconic national emblems, including the golden arrowhead, the coat of arms, and Ghana's national animal, the jaguar. Also featured were the kanji pheasant, the country's national bird, the Victoria Regia lily, its national flower, and the majestic Kaito Falls, renowned as the world's largest single-drop waterfall. A special tribute was also given to the Barjadio Demerara River Bridge, celebrated as a landmark achievement of the current government. The show embraced the government's One Ghana theme, concluding with a heartfelt message wishing all citizens a happy Diamond Jubilee Independence Anniversary. The festivities extended beyond the drone spectacle, featuring impressive performances by the Ghana Defence Force and Barbados Defence Force bands. Students from schools on the east bank of Demerara creatively formed the map of Guyana, with some groups crafting a heart within the map, symbolizing unity and national pride. Dance troupes brought additional energy to the event, complemented by live performances from celebrated Guyanese artists, including Adrian Dutchin, the 2026 Soca Monarch, and Calvin Burnett, the reigning Road March champion. The evening's excitement was heightened by displays from GDF paratroopers and a daring performance by the Ghana Police Force's K9 unit, who amazed the crowd by jumping through rings of fire. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell says the recent visit by the African delegation has provided a significant boost for Grenada tourism sector and economy. Speaking on the impact of the visit, Prime Minister Mitchell revealed that more than 220 Nigerians recently traveled to Grenada via a chartered Boeing 777 aircraft, which was parked at the Maurice Bishop International Airport.
Excess of 220 Nigerians principally visited us, right? They would have had to charter a Boeing 777 to get here. It's still parked at the airport, right? So we are talking here significant economic boost in terms of tourism.
Mitchell described the trip as a major economic opportunity for Grenada, explaining that the visitors stayed at several local hotels, including Silver Sands, Spice Island Beach Resort, Royalton Grenada, and Radisson Grenada Beach Resort. The Prime Minister stated that the delegation's presence generated increased activity across the tourism sector through hotel accommodation, taxi and transportation services, restaurants, and other local businesses.
Silver Sands and Spice and Royalton and Radisson. That is business that these hotels otherwise would not have had. We've had significant transportation, taxi, logistics to move them, food.
According to Mitchell, Nigeria represents a wealthy and growing market with enormous potential for Grenada's tourism industry. He said the government believes visits like these can help Grenada expand into the African and Middle Eastern tourism markets, while creating new economic opportunities for the country.
Just from a tourism perspective, it's a large market, Nigerians in particular, estimated population 300 million, almost rivaling the United States in terms of population size. Nigerians are known for traveling. It's a very wealthy country. So there's enormous, just on a tourism perspective, opportunities for us to grow the African, Middle Eastern market, and that's part of what we believe a trip like this has the potential to do.
Prime Minister Mitchell added that Grenada must continue strengthening its relationship with Africa as the continent continues to grow in economic importance on the global stage. Reporting for GBN News, Shania McIntosh.
St. Kitts and Nevis cricketer Jazara Claxton has achieved another major milestone in her rapidly developing career after being named in the West Indies women's squad for the ICC Women's T20 World Cup in England and Wales. Claxton, one of the region's brightest young cricket talents, was included in the 15-member squad announced by Cricket West Indies. Her selection is a significant accomplishment for both the player and St. Kitts and Nevis cricket, as she shines to establish herself at the highest level of the game. She has enjoyed a remarkable rise through the ranks, progressing from youth cricket to representing the West Indies women's team. Her inclusion in the World Cup squad reflects the confidence selectors have in her abilities and potential to contribute on cricket's biggest stage. Claxton joins an experienced West Indies unit led by Captain Hayley Matthews and Vice Captain Chanel Henry. The squad also features established international players such as Deandra Dottin, Stephanie Taylor, Affie Fletcher and Charmaine Campbell, blending youth and experience ahead of the global tournament. The selection is expected to be celebrated throughout St. Kitts and Nevis, where Claxton has become a source of pride and inspiration for young cricketers aspiring to represent the region internationally. The ICC Women's T20 World Cup 2026 will bring together the world's top teams in England and Wales, with West Indies aiming to make a significant impact in the competition. West Indies Women's T20 World Cup squad include Hayley Matthews, captain, Chanel Henry, vice-captain, Leah Elaine, Charmaine Campbell, Jazara Claxton, Deandra Dottin, Affie Fletcher, Janelia Glasgow, Shaunisha Hector, Zaida James, Kiana Joseph, Mandy Mangru, Ashmini Munisar, Karishma Ramarak, and Stephanie Taylor. I'm Andre Huey reporting for TVC Channel 14 Sports.